And behind me, I have Manatee County Emergency Management Chief Steve Litchauer, Manatee County Beach Patrol Chief Joe Westerman, Manatee County Sheriff's Office Captain Stan Schaefer, Holmes Beach Police Chief Bill Tokager, Longboat Key Police Lieutenant Chris Skinner, Manatee County EMS Assistant Chief Larry Liu, and Code Enforcement Chief Jeff Bowman. Once everybody has had a turn speaking, we will have time to do a quick question and answer session, and then the Manatee County Sheriff's Marine Unit will be available for y'all to get some video of. We called this press conference today to talk about how Manatee County is working with our island partners and law enforcement agencies to prepare for the busy beach holidays of Easter Sunday and Memorial Day weekend. Like last year, this year will also bring new challenges for how we keep people safe in the COVID era. It's critical for Manatee County to work in unison with our island partners and local law enforcement agencies to keep all beachgoers safe so that they have a safe place to enjoy this island and this community while they're on break or taking some much needed downtime for their hectic schedules. We have plans in place to ensure our residents and visitors have a safe and enjoyable weekend at our beaches. And with the large amount of crowds that we are expecting, it's important for residents to know what to expect if they plan on coming out to the beach. Now I want to introduce Beach Patrol Chief Joe Westerman to discuss how his team of lifeguards will be implementing their safety protocols for upcoming beach holiday weekends.
Thank you, Director Sauer. Joe Westerman, I'm Chief of Beach Patrol here in Manatee County. Our staff will be ready for the holiday weekend for Easter as well as Memorial Day weekend and the rest of the holidays throughout the summer. This is the kickoff to our busy season. It's the time when people come out to the beach to enjoy. Last year for Easter, the beaches were closed due to COVID and we weren't allowed to have anyone on our beaches. But this year we are prepared. We have some park issues as far as parking. We have areas that are closed, but for the most part, all the beach area will be wide open for people to come out and enjoy. We'll ask a few things of everyone who comes out here. One is to always swim in front of a lifeguard. Check with your lifeguard tower to find out what the beach conditions are and the surf conditions are for the day, as well as also, there's no alcohol allowed on any of our beaches. This isn't a spot to bring pets. We don't allow pets of any kind on our beaches unless it's a service animal. If you prepare and plan ahead for your day at the beach, it'll be a successful and fun day. But we've partnered with our law enforcement agencies behind us as well as our code enforcement and EMS to make sure that those that come to the beach that aren't here or are coming to have a different kind of event or party, that they understand the fact that when you come to the beach, it's a family place to come, it's a place to enjoy your day and go home safely at the end of the night. We have done this for a long time. We have been here protecting people's lives, and I welcome anyone to come to a lifeguard tower and ask any questions of anyone they may. The next person I'll introduce is the Chief of Emergency Management, Steve Litchauer.
Good morning, I'm Steve Litchauer, Chief of Emergency Management. I just want to briefly tell you our role in this effort. We coordinate and document the response as echoing on what Director Sauer and Chief Westerman were alluded to. There are 13 different either agencies or departments working together. This has the scope, as Director Sauer, all law enforcement agencies on the island, EMS, code enforcement, but some of the others working together is property management, the transit, and public works. We want to ensure the safety not only of the citizens, but of the first responders, and we want to make sure everyone can have an enjoyable weekend. But as far as the first responders working out here, we want to make sure they are safe and they communicate to one another. As we know, in any other large event or disaster anywhere, communication is a key. In this case, in our plan, every agency of the 13 represented are able to communicate with one another, which is a key factor in any emergency, and that's part of our plan. But working together from Longboat Key all the way up through Braden Beach, Holmes Beach, code enforcement, EMS, are able to communicate to one another. In case there's an emergency, they can effectively deal with the situation and again make it a pleasant time for the citizens here enjoying the weekend. Next is Captain Stan Schaefer of the Manatee Sheriff's Office.
Good morning. I'm Captain Stan Schaefer for the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. Basically, the Sheriff's Office role out here is just to provide extra resources for the island PDs and the communities, again, to ensure that everything runs smoothly on the beach for the holiday weekends. And next up is Chief Tokajer.
Good morning, Chief Bill Tokajer from Holmes Beach Police Department. Thanks for being here, folks. Very happy that you're here to educate our visitors that are coming to the island. As was said before, we do not allow any alcohol on our beaches. No pets, no glass bottles, no fires or grills, unless you're in the grilling area that's assigned. It's important that you remember that you're vacationing in a residential area, so keep your noise to a respectable level. Remember that we still have a mask ordinance in place and social distancing. We want you to come out here and have a good time, but at the same time, we want you to be respectful of our residents and our island. When you come out here, please leave the island cleaner than the way you found it. Thank you.
Good morning, Lieutenant Chris Skinner, Lone Boat Key Police Department. Thank you for being here. We are ready to serve the visitors to Lone Boat Key. There's a few things we want to remind people of. As you've heard already, there will be no alcohol on our beaches. Parking is somewhat limited. It is well marked, so respect the parking provided areas. If you do park outside of those areas, then you will expect to get a parking citation. We'll be out with extra patrol for the beaches. Also, our Marine Patrol will be out protecting the waterways. If you have any questions and you see us out there, please feel free to wave us down and find out anything that you may ask for us. We're here to serve you, and thank you, and come out and have an enjoyable time.
Thank you, everybody. So as you can see behind here, this is a great collaboration I couldn't be more proud of between the county and its departments, as well as the law enforcement agencies and everybody that has to come together and plan for these types of events as we experience a mass influx of people visiting our beaches. Just a couple things I want to wrap up with. Almost a year ago to date, we were working, this group right behind us was working at the beginning of COVID-19 to shut down the beaches because we just didn't know what to expect and what was occurring. And I want to remind everybody that as they come out to the beaches and they enjoy everything that this has to offer, COVID is still prevalent and still very much around in our community, and they should practice social distancing. Although we are out in the open, wear a mask when you can't social distance, and be mindful of those as you move about in the public areas with COVID-19 still prevalent in our community. And then lastly, because of COVID-19, we weren't ever really able to make an announcement or show off our new Lifeguard towers that have all been completed. They're all in a numbered system now, so it starts at Manatee Beach with number 1. This being the last one, Lifeguard Tower number 9. So they have some improvements on them that we can briefly talk about and show you guys after the media press conference here today, but all have lightning suppressors, and we now have a public address system to better inform those visitors coming to the beaches of what's occurring throughout the day and the conditions here on the beach.
Welcome to Manatee County beaches. For your safety, surf advisory flags are posted at each manned beach patrol Lifeguard tower.
So that public address system can broadcast a lot of different messages for us and all the beachgoers that are here on the beach, lost child, surf conditions, and many other things. And it's one of the great improvements we've done here when we talk about the new Lifeguard towers and how they'll last and serve our community for the next 50 years. So with that, this group can take any questions you might have. Anybody have questions?
Yeah. So the biggest problem coming off the beach is traffic. How on earth are we going to get ambulances and stuff around when there's nothing but traffic?
You want to take a stab at that, Chief?
There's ways when needed for us to stop traffic eastbound or westbound to make sure that the ambulances get through. But keep in mind, just in the month of March, we were tracking the traffic coming out during spring break. And up to the 26th, from the 1st to the 26th, we had 650,000 vehicles that came onto Holmes Beach alone. That's 24,700 cars a day. So if you're wanting to come to the beach and you're looking for parking, make sure you come early so you don't stress yourself.
So, I mean, the ambulance is coming, what are people supposed to do when there's no place to pull off to the side? What are we supposed to do?
The only place that there's nowhere to pull off is on the bridge. Everywhere else has areas that you can pull off to the side and be safe. It's important that you do take that safety, because it could be a loved one of yours that needs a ride in an ambulance, so get out of the way when they're coming.
Chief, can we talk about scope here? I mean, how many people are we expecting to be on this island for these busy days?
Well, I just told you we have an average of 24,700 cars that come on the beach. That's just for Holmes Beach. That doesn't include Longboat Key or Bradenton Beach. So if you figure 2 people per car, you're looking at, somewhere around 50,000 people, a day. It's a lot of people.
We estimate on both of our public beaches, whether it be Coquina or Manatee Beach, Cortez. So we'll get anywhere around just 20,000 visitors on Coquina and Cortez, and we'll get about 12 to 15,000 just on Manatee Beach, just for those holiday days. That's not encompassing the entire weekend. So you'll have a morning traffic, midday traffic, and then afternoon traffic that capitalizes off coming to the parks for those days. So we'll estimate that kind of crowd level. And also the comment about your EMS. So my division, which is the Beach Patrol Division, we also have EMTs and paramedic that work for us on the beaches. So whether you're waiting for that ambulance to come, you'll also have a response from my division as well that has 80% of our staff is EMT trained, and we also have a paramedic quick response unit that coordinates with our EMS division that works together to take care of that patient before an ambulance arrives.
Keep in mind the 12,000 people that the Chief just mentioned is Manatee's public beach. That's between 39th and 41st. That doesn't include all the people between 27th Street on up to 39th, or from 41st on up past White Avenue and to Bean Point. There's a lot more people than you think on the beach, and it is very crowded out there. If you want to come out, like I said, come early so you can get a parking spot.
How important is it that everyone works together? We know in Holmes Beach, Longboat Key, that all these agencies come together, including with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office.
We have a great relationship in Manatee County with all of law enforcement. We don't look at boundaries. We look at just helping each other. And that's been for many, many years. We have meetings monthly. We have interagency operations meetings like this one, where we make sure that we're all on the same page and helping each other. So we don't look at boundaries at all when it comes to enforcement on the island or Manatee County as a whole.
This might be a question for Jake. There's tens of thousands of people coming to the beach a day that are going to be, between a few blocks. How are the concerns about keeping people safe since we're still in a pandemic right now? I think you step up to the mic if you don't mind.
So one of the good things is we're outdoors, right? We know that being outdoors is a much safer place than being indoors when we talk about COVID-19 and the virus. When you can't socially distance, obviously you still need to wear a mask. Those ordinances are still in place here on the island. And we continue to encourage that. We've put up signs reminding people to wear a mask as they come out and they can't social distance. And another thing, you bring up a good point. Right now, we are at a very low point of our vaccine waiting pool. So now's a good time. After you come to the beach, sign up to get a vaccine at vaxmymanatee.org. We're moving through that waiting pool very quickly, and people 18 and up starting on Monday can get vaccinated.
This is, a very family-friendly island. It always has been, but with restrictions in different parts of the country, state right now, are you guys anticipating maybe a different crowd this year? Or maybe more people, or concerns about nightlife more this year than in years past? Maybe in terms of obviously the spring break crowd is kind of moving past us now. We think of South Beach, we think of that crazy crowd down there.
Yeah, I'll certainly let the chief answer and the sheriff's office as well. But this island community does not see that younger party crowd. We see a large influx of just people enjoying the beaches here, and that's because of the collaboration that we have with law enforcement and everybody that takes care of this island. You know, when we talk about the upcoming days, Easter weekend and Memorial Day weekend, definitely two of our busiest island weekend events, and that's what we plan for with our incident action plan and our monthly meetings with everybody here behind us. It's just a large influx of the crowd, but law enforcement definitely takes that seriously, and they're able to manage that crowd very well.
The only ordinance that's left is the one on Holmes Beach, right? Everybody else doesn't have one.
I'm not sure. Oh,
You guys have a mask ordinance?
no. Do you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, Holmes Beach still currently has its mask ordinance in place, and I don't see us removing that anytime soon. So if you're in a business or approaching a business, make sure you mask up prior to entering the business. If you're outside and you can social distance, do that.
Are there any sort of different parking changes that might come about? I mean, other than just the lack of parking that we have here, because we are so small and you know, we're obviously going to have a large amount of people. Is there anything that's going to change other than what we have right now?
No, we have nothing that's planned to stop any parking that is available. If it's available today and yesterday, it'll be available over the weekend.
Are you guys planning on giving any citations to people who maybe drink alcohol or don't follow any of the rules that you guys just mentioned?
Yes.
What kind of enforcement?
Holmes Beach has a zero tolerance policy on alcohol on the beach. You will get a $75 fine. If you're underage, we will also contact your parents. No matter where you're from, your parents will have to come to the police department and pick you up if you're underage drinking, as well as getting the citation. Same thing with parking. Parking is a $75 fine. Keep in mind that on all parking on all of our city streets, if you're going to park, if there's no sign that says no parking, you must parallel park. That means with the flow of traffic.
Any more questions? All right, thank you very much.
So guys, we can do half and half.
Real
If they
quick,
wanna
do
go
we
up in the
need a
lifeguard
11:30
tower to
meeting?